Today I'm gonna be making breakfast. First, I'm starting with the cinnamon rolls. I opened them and then started putting them on the pan. Then I put 5 cinnamon rolls on the pan, and then I got the icing out, and I put the lid on it so then it wouldn't spill out, and I put it onto the side on the counter. Then I put it on 350. So while we wait for the oven to heat up, we're gonna start on the eggs. So we did 5 eggs, and I'm cracking them now. 1 egg, then here comes the second egg. I had a hard time with cracking the second one, so I had a little bit of help. It's good to not get shell in the eggs. Now we're going to the third egg. Three. 4. 4th egg. And then the last one, which is the 5th egg. So now I'm adding the pepper, a little bit at a time. Then I'm pouring the salt in my hands, because if you pour it without putting it in your hand, you can't see it very well. And what I did is little pinches, and then on the 3rd pinch, I just poured all of it in. Like that. Then I tried to mix it, but I smashed my eggs, and so then they can mix. So then it could be just all yellow and stuff. So I smushed them. It's kind of hard because they swirl around easily. After I smush them, I mix them until it gets yellow and light. Now I begin to put the cinnamon rolls in the oven. Make sure you do this part with a grown-up, because you can burn yourself. I had my dad help me. Then we close the oven and let it warm up to 10 minutes on kitchen timer. So I accidentally had turned on the microwave, so I had to stop it, and I put on 10 minutes on kitchen timer. Then I press start. Now while that's going, I got my pans and pots out for the eggs and the bacon. I turned it on medium for the bacon. So now I cut the butter in half with a knife, and I put it in the pan so then the bacon, the meats won't stick to the pan, because then that would be bad. Then I swirl it around with a knife. Then here's the shot of the bacon. Now I'm turning it on medium heat for the eggs. I just let that sit for a minute. Then we have 4 minutes left for the cinnamon rolls that are in the oven. Then here's a shot of the eggs. Then the bacon was almost done. So now I cut another half of butter, and they both had it on both sides. So I put both of them in the pan and I swirled them both around, so then the eggs won't stick to the pan. So now I'm pouring it in the pan, and I just let it sit for a couple of seconds. So now finishing up pouring the eggs. Then I put the bowl in the sink because we're cleaning up as we go. And make sure you put the handle of the pan inside. Then there's a timer for the cinnamon rolls. Now we took the cinnamon rolls out. Then we started flipping the bacon over, and then we moved the pan out of the way and started icing them, putting the icing on them. So now I put the icing on it with a knife. The pan was really hot because I had to touch it because it kept moving, so I used a glove or a mitten. So now I've frosted the first one, so I began to do the other ones the same way as I'm doing the second one. I put icing on the third one now. I put more on it. Then I began to stir the eggs because it almost began to stick to the pan. The fork, it was kind of hard to use because the eggs were kind of getting sticked onto the pan. So I began to stir them. It was kind of getting hard, so I put the fork on this thing and then I use a spatula to stir it. So then I chopped them a little more. And then I began to add cheese for cheesy eggs, because I love cheesy eggs, cheesy goodness. Then I began to chop it up and then stir it. And then it was kind of like a burrito. Then I added more cheese. So I kept mixing them. Then I added more cheese. Because I love cheesy eggs. So I'm getting everything fixed up. I poured my dad some water. He's getting orange juice too. Then I got the orange juice and I poured some in my cup. So I opened it. And then I poured the orange juice in my cup. And it was good orange goodness. I love orange juice a lot with breakfast. Then I poured my dad some in a small cup. Then we began to eat, and that's how you make breakfast. Enjoy. Peace out.